What's up, everybody? Today we're going to take a look at an article by Zillow Research. Now, I know every time I talk about Zillow, I get a lot of eye rolls, a lot of comments, because why would anyone want to believe Zillow these days? They seem to have been way off in their housing predictions. But this article's a little different. They go into specifics about these 3 bullets they say are going to come true. So we're going to go over them. We're going to go over the article and then really discuss, are they crazy or are they onto something? So let's just dive right in. So like I said, there are 3 bullets of which they start this article, and then we're going to dive into each one. So the first one is 68% of the experts polled by Zillow believe we are not in a housing bubble, compared to 32% of the people who think we are. So let's dive into this, and then we'll get to the other 2, which honestly blow my mind. And in case you're wondering where they got their information from their experts, well, Zillow polled over 100 experts from academia, private sector, and the government to gather their opinions on the state of the housing market and future growth, inflation forecasts, and recession risks. So take a look at this chart that Zillow created that explains where they're getting their numbers from. So the majority of people that do not believe we're in a bubble, well, their rationale is recent price growth can be explained by fundamentals such as demographics, shifting housing preferences, and scarce inventory. So that's 32.5%. The next group consists of people that believe that credit risk will remain low due to sound underwriting and mostly fixed rate, fully amortized mortgages. So that's 29.2%. And the last big group of 26% believes that the term bubble implies a subsequent crash and there is not likely to be one soon. The last 7.8% believe that in real inflation-adjusted terms, home price growth is high, but it's not excessive. So all of these reasons make up their 60% of people that believe we're not in a bubble. In my opinion, I think the most relevant one is about the lenders really doing more due diligence on giving out their loans and their approvals, because that's the biggest difference between now and 2008. But let's continue. Zillow goes on to say, among those who believe that we are in a bubble, unaffordable prices in the absence of record low mortgage rates is the chief rationale. I don't know about that. I don't know if people that believe that we're in a bubble, if that's the main reason. I think that they see inflation skyrocketing, gas prices skyrocketing, grocery stores, everything becoming unaffordable, as well as the Fed Reserve keeps raising the rates. So housing is also becoming unaffordable. So I think all of this craziness that becomes unsustainable makes people believe that we're in a bubble that's just gonna pop. I mean, come on, we all know that the market has been incredibly hot. Home values are up 21% since this time last year. This is unheard of. And affordability is greatly suffering. Every time those interest rates get higher and higher and the prices don't come down enough, it just prices out buyers. And there's simply not homes that are affordable to buy right now when you combine the 2. However, Zillow writes, an extremely hot market does not necessarily mean one in a bubble. Okay, well listen, different people define bubbles differently, but if we're not in a bubble, we're definitely heading into recession. So this is the next bullet that Zillow wrote in their article. The panel expects to see a short recession by 2024 as the Federal Reserve works to tame inflation. So honestly, I think we all can agree that we're about to enter in a recession. There's just no way around it when you look at what's happening around us. So let's just see what Zillow thinks when the recession will hit and how hard. They actually admit that while they don't believe that the housing market's in a bubble, they do believe that a recession's about to hit. So if you look at this map, it looks like the large pool of these experts believe we're going to go into recession in 2023, about 45%. Those that think we're going to go into recession at the end of this year or even sooner are about 30%. About 8% say they think we'll be in a recession by 2024, and about 17% believe 2025 or later. What do you think? I mean, it's pretty scary to think that we're all in agreement that we're about to head into recession. I don't think you can really deny it at this point, but it's a matter of when. What are you seeing in your neck of the woods? Are you already starting to really feel it? I know here in the Washington, D.C. area, I definitely feel it when I go get gas, when I go to the grocery store, when, oh my gosh, if I ever look at my stock portfolio, it puts me into a panic. An interesting thing that Zillow writes, although the Great Recession was triggered by a housing crash, it's a relative outlier in the grand history of recessions, which have often strengthened investment in housing due to its relative stability as an asset. I definitely agree with this statement by Zillow. There's not many I say that about, but if you think about it, yes, in 2008, the housing market definitely was the instigator in the Great Recession because of all those fake loans. I mean, people couldn't afford their houses, so they all went into default, short sales, foreclosures. We've been through that. This time, I don't think it's the housing market's fault. Sure, prices have gone way up because of the lack of inventory, and the lack of inventory was due to, in start, from the pandemic, and then supply issues, and then fear of people coming in houses. There's a whole plethora of reasons why we have so little inventory. Also, the builders are not building like they used to pre-2008. But it's a different reason for the recession. So I do think it is possible that although everything else may suffer, the housing market may serve as some sort of stability to get us through. I'm not sure about that, so please don't come after me with the hate, but I'm just thinking out loud because I want to hear what you think as well. That being said, here's the third bullet, which I think we're gonna have a little fun with. Let's see. Zillow writes that the panel raised home price growth forecast for 2022 as demand stays strong. So let's see why they're saying that. So let's just read this together because I want to make sure we all see exactly what Zillow is saying. Despite more than 100 basis point increase in mortgage rates since the previous survey just 3 months ago, and the potential for higher rates in coming months, the panel's expectations for 2022 home price appreciation still rose to 9.3% from 9.0% last quarter. This would be a significant step down from the 19.6% appreciation observed over the 2021 calendar, but still above long-term historical averages. So in other words, even with all this talk about recession, all the talk about the bubble, all the talk about the housing market, Zillow still thinks that home appreciation will go up at least 9.6%. This has me confused because I don't agree with this. I think that this is way too aggressive. In fact, take a look at this next chart. According to Zillow and according to this graph, the most optimistic of the panelists believe price appreciation will rise 46% by the end of 2026. I mean, this just kind of blows my mind. If that's the case, then really everybody should still be buying right now because prices are gonna go up a lot more. I don't know, this is seriously blowing my mind. But let's go on. In this chart, the most conservative panelists predict a price appreciation of 9.3% by the end of 2026, which is still a lot of money. Remember, traditionally over the years, not in any crazy market, price appreciation is about 3% a year. And if you look at, on average, what the panelists are saying is they predict price appreciation will increase by 26.4% by 2026. So I told you I thought this was gonna blow your mind. I don't know, it blows mine. I wanna know your thoughts. I wanna know, what do you think about Zillow's forecasts? And what do you think about the other 2 points that they mentioned? Because I did agree with a little bit of it. I do believe real estate is a very secure asset when you're dealing with a crazy fluctuation of the stock market and everything surrounded by it. So there is something in there that I agree with, but I just think it's just mind-blowing that Zillow's coming out with this at the end of June of 2022. Tell me what you think, put your comments below. Try not to throw too much hate my way. I'm just trying to give you the most up-to-date information that I can find from the experts in the real estate field I know you're gonna be like, Zillow's not an expert. Just bear with me because I really try to bring you these videos every week so you can make the best informed decision about you and your family. I really hope that you are getting value out of these videos. If you are, please consider subscribing to our channel, smashing that like button, and commenting below. Although I may not always agree, I love the conversation because we are all in this together. I know I am a realtor that serves Maryland, DC, and Virginia, and you may think I have a bias, but I honestly hope after months and months of you watching my videos, you can see that I'm pulling from all sources of all experts and trying to give you the most relevant information out there today. If you are interested in other housing market forecast videos, please check out these videos. I think that they will really give you some great information. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. Bye.